Welcome, all you Plus 2 comedy modifiers, to another episode of the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, as always, TV's Noah Houlihan, shouting into his camcorder. And before we get to our very special episode of the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast with Brandon T. Gorin, I have to tell you about some upcoming shows. October 28th, we will be at South Jersey Geek Fest. Yes, we'll be there for some cosplay pro wrestling, so be sure to check out sjgeekfest.com for more information. If you can't be there, then please go to this. Yes, that's GameCon. GameCon is the same weekend. It's October 27th, 28th, and 29th at the Tropicana Casino and Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. For more information on that, go to GameCon.com. Also, I want you to come and see us on November 10th, 11th, and 12th for the Geeky Kink event. It is a plus 19 event. Yeah, that's how dirty it is. It's plus 19. So please come and see us if you want to see a dirty version of our stand-up, a dirty version of the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast, a normal version of Beyond the Tentacle, and Game the Gamer After Dark. So for more information on that, go to thegeekykinkevent.com. And now, without any further ado, take it away!
Who's ready for a podcast? Nice. Who's here to do other things, currently being annoyed by a podcast?
Oh, hey.
Some of them were semi-interested during the video games this week. So we're slowly reeling them in.
Kids love watching people play video games.
Yeah, that's why we added it to the podcast.
I thought it was just the internet, but even in real life, if they see someone else playing a video game.
Yeah, they got to get involved. This is the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast coming to you live from Gamers Vault. That's 173 Route 70 in Medford, New Jersey. I'm your host, as always, TV's Noah Houlihan, and I'm joined by the opening act to my Weird Al Yankovic, Mr. Will Liam. How you doing, Will?
I'm the best.
I'm glad to hear that. Our guest this week is a stand-up comedian. He also hosts Talking Chopped, a Chopped podcast. Please give it up for Brandon Gorin.
How you guys doing today?
Chopped on the Food Network?
Yes, Chopped on the Food Network.
Yeah.
We have a...
Which I thought was a joke when you told me that. And then when I started listening, I was like, oh my God, this is actually about Chopped. I'm super excited.
Oh yeah, every episode we talk about one episode of Chopped.
Oh, I'm legitimately interested in this.
Everyone-
Normally when our guests say a thing they do, it sounds horrible.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a 30-minute podcast, so you're in, you're out.
Yeah,
like,
which I liked. I liked that it was short
really
and
like
quick.
that too.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of long podcasts, and long podcasts are great, but I wanted something where we show up, hey, this this guy on Chopped looks funny, doesn't he? And you talk about that for 15 minutes, and then you go, that meal didn't look good at all. And you go, oh man, they really dropped the ball on that dessert, and then we all go home. That's it.
Do you do it kind of in order? Like, could I watch that episode of Chopped and listen to your podcast almost like commentary?
It is no.
I wouldn't do that.
It's built. It's actually built by the rules of Chopped, because one of the things about Chopped is they always try to make food that you shouldn't make in 45 minutes. So every episode of Chopped is 41 to 45 minutes long. We watch without commercial breaks. Our show is 31 minutes long, so our show is shorter than the episode of Chopped we are watching.
I'll turn off Chopped when your show ends. It's fine. I don't care who wins.
I like the idea of personally, you watch the show, you have these opinions, and you bring it to us, and then much like the rest of the internet, we just reaffirm those opinions. Oh man, that guy did look like a fish and Jack White mixed together. Oh, I'm glad someone else saw it, and that's all it is for.
That was poorly plated.
Yeah, it is the most comfort food of podcasts imaginable.
Mm.
There are 0 calories in it. There are 0 good calories in this.
Like, where are you watching the Chopped at? Like, if I have Netflix, can I watch all the episodes you talk about?
Hulu, right?
Hulu is what we
Chopped
use.
is?
Yeah,
Right. I have that too.
Yeah, we use Hulu. We're gonna start using Comcast because it has a little bit more. We jump around. We go by the names we like.
Yeah.
So we have other. We have New York and Philly and Baltimore comedians on. We're very. So that's what we do. We talk about Chopped for a half hour and then everybody goes home.
Well, we usually start with an icebreaker question, and this comes from Modifier Laura, and she wants to know what is said that lets you know someone's going to be eliminated from Chopped.
One of the big
One of the
things.
big signs.
One of the big signs for us.
Did you break the Chopped code?
No. I know what this is. One of the big signs. It's not what they say, but if they go, I think that this is going to cover up this meal being overly salty. That will never cover that up. Like it never works. 100% of the time. And the editors on Chopped are like really good about like noticing like, I don't think the judge, hopefully this pate will set. The pate never sets. You never have enough time. The pate will not set.
That is a good one. The one that I've noticed is whenever they say, I look over my stuff, make sure I used all the ingredients, I'm looking good. That 100% means they forgot something.
I get really weird if people don't use key in Chopped rules. If you don't use a key ingredient, it's not an immediate disqualification.
Yeah, which I've always thought was weird.
I hate that rule.
Yeah.
I hate it. No, there are this is
He's having a moment, folks.
there are rules.
This is a society.
Like, why even bother having like you?
It's your show.
You have oh man, I forgot to put it in. I'm sorry, you're gone. And like people are like, and if you just throw it on top, like no. But if you can't even get it on the plate, get out of my face.
And because there are 2 times that I can remember someone who forgot an item moving on, and one was like, you forgot an item, but this was basically poison. So you moved on. And that I can understand. But there was another time where someone moved on where she was just like, I burned them, so I didn't want to put them on the plate. Like, that is cheating.
Unacceptable. No. And it's also really fun to watch people go on Chopped, figure out an item like, I don't know, lettuce that is not on the list. And they will put lettuce on. They're like, why did you put lettuce on? And the whole thing about Chopped is they're trying to cook food for 30 minutes. That is not food you cook. They're like, okay, so I have a ram's head. I have some cheese.
Risotto.
I have some risotto. I have squid ink. And I have wafers, right?
Like body of Christ?
Yeah, yes.
The
Eucharist.
I wasn't sure how. I was going to go there, but like you're like, it's a kid show. I'm like, okay, I'll drop
That's not
it.
what this is.
It's not a kid.
We're just in public.
It's just in public, which I am in public and sober. Those 2 things rarely happen together.
Congratulations.
I'm terrified.
Congratulations on 12 hours.
Yeah, let's not go nuts. And they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to make a pot roast. And you're like, what? No, don't make a pot roast. Stop doing that. And they're like, no, but I'm going to freeze dry everything first. And you're like, is that how pot roast works? And that's the other thing, is sometimes they're just like, yeah, I'm going to try to like make something that takes 4 hours to rise in 5 hours using a blowtorch. That never works.
Never works.
Also, the ice cream machine will break you.
Yeah.
No one knows how to use it.
No one knows how to use an ice cream machine. The ice cream always comes out as butter, but butter ice cream sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And like it just breaks people. The other thing that bothers me about Chopped is if your dessert beats the other dessert, but you didn't win overall, you still lose.
Yeah.
That drives me insane. Like if
We
you
gotta
burned,
look back at the entree round.
Yeah, and that's not how every other round works. And you've changed the rules.
All of your issues with this show sounds like you should just watch Cutthroat Kitchen.
We keep joking that if we ever put together a Patreon, the Patreon will just be episodes of Cutthroat Kitchen. It's just like an alternative
That's
universe.
my favorite.
One of my I
favorite.
love that show. The fact that the judge doesn't watch them cook makes it so. I hate that they get to watch the people cook and Chopped.
Oh, I love that because there's no lying. If
See,
you
I wish you could lie your way
up.
out of stuff. Like there was a dude that dropped a steak on the floor, and all the judge. Like I wish he could have just put it back on there and watched the judges eat his floor steak, just see if they noticed.
That's a good point.
Or
That's a real good point.
the one lady got in Cutthroat Kitchen got a can of chicken, chicken in a can, and it was disgusting. And she ground it up into like a chicken patty and breaded it and like fried it. And then the guy's like, "This is pretty good." And Alton was behind him like gagging.
But I like that they have to watch because I love the not lying and I love the like watching judges just go, "Put it on the plate! Put it on the plate!" Like they're so invested.
Because that's their food. It's coming.
Well, you have to wonder like how many episodes, how many times you have to eat those judges in a day because they shoot more than one episode a day. They have to.
Yeah.
So like you had like delicious fish one moment and garbage fish the next, what are you doing? Also, we're really big on trash fish, which is our favorite type of fish.
Trash fish.
Trash fish. And this is
Tilapia.
science.
Yeah, I call them poop fish.
This is actually science. Trash fish is the funniest of the fish. Funnier than clownfish. It goes trash fish, anglerfish,
Yeah, all right.
clownfish, trout,
I don't think
flounder.
clownfish are funny. What are the fish that Muppet throws? Those are pretty funny. think he
Those
throws
are
mackerel.
trash fish.
Are those trash fish?
Those
It's
are
all
in fact
trash
fish.
fish. It's all coming up trash fish, baby.
When you say trash fish, do you mean tilapia?
No, I'm talking about trash fish.
I don't know.
Can you define trash
Yeah,
fish?
Trash fish.
I was on your team and I didn't even know what you were talking
trash,
about.
trash fish is actually a real type of fish. It's the other.
No, it's not.
We
I
have
can
an
affirmatively
episode.
tell you.
We
Research
have an
department?
episode called Trash Fish. Trash fish are real fish.
Food Network doesn't name fish species.
Yes, it does. Who else would? Who else could care?
That's a good point. I couldn't tell you who names fish.
I can.
Fishologist?
Food Network. Done. I'm more right. I have an
Freeze,
answer.
freeze.
You brought nothing to the table.
You're right.
You didn't put one of the key ingredients in the food.
I could still win, though.
I hate that fact.
When you told me that you were doing a podcast about Chopped, I was like, oh, they're going to just make fun of it and stuff. But no, I love that you're super passionate
Oh
about
no,
Chopped.
I can only shoot. We shoot in big chunks, and I can only shoot 3 episodes a day because I find it so emotionally draining to watch Chop. There's also this thing that Chop does in the first round that I love, which is like they're introducing themselves, and they're like, so. Anyway, my name's Jerry. This is my backstory. My kid is dying of cancer. The only way to fix it is to win Chopped and get the $10,000, which happens a lot, at which point I think you have to throw Chopped. Oh, your kid's dying. I guess, I don't know. I didn't cook any of the food.
It didn't make the plate. No, you still win. No, come on, guys.
You get to that point, and like out of nowhere, they go like, "So yeah, that's me," and they go, "You have 2 seconds left." You're like, "No, they don't have enough time." Like, oh god, it's so good. You watch it. People watch it for the chefs, and all they do is watch it for the editing because it is the greatest, tensest thriller that's ever been edited I've ever seen. Every second, there's ticking clocks. I mean, this is on the level of like Hitchcock of like just tension building.
Because there's always that countdown at the end, and it's always like every number, it's like the cut changes.
Oh yeah,
like 5,
and then they're like,
4,
okay,
and it's always someone's hands in food.
yeah.
Then a cut to judges looking panicked. Then someone wiping sweat from their forehead, and then someone's hands in food.
I also love the fact that they do the great. It's also based in the old timey serials. Because they do every second is a cliffhanger. Like, it's just like, we've gone through all this, and now we're going to find out who's Chopped after these messages. And you're like, no, I can't. Why are you cutting right now? Like, they literally, there's a moment, and you'll see them, and they have the you're out of here jerk lift off, right?
Yeah.
That moment.
Yeah.
And right before they do it, they lift it up, and then they're like, in a minute, we'll talk to you. There's also this weird thing I like about Chopped, where there's a camera that's them as they walk out, and it's just the tear camera.
Yeah.
It's just like, you've been denied immediately. Let's see how you feel. And like, there's 3 reactions. There's like crying, which I'm not a huge cry guy. There's like, I'm gonna be strong. Love those people. And then there's the people who just stare at the camera angrily as they walk out. And my worst self is those people. Like, the self I'm least proud of is that guy.
I think my favorite Chopped, this might be a full just Chopped episode, but my favorite Chopped moment is, I think it was like the teen tournament or something, and somebody made something in a dish that was taller than the lid, and like there was a discussion. Like, I was like, what are we going to do that doesn't fit under our lid?
How are we going to kick
How are
him
we
out?
I don't know what's going to happen. And then it was just like this moment of like, let's just hope it's good. And maybe she'll just win.
Oh, dude,
we won't have to figure out this issue.
I think about game theory and Chopped constantly.
Oh.
Because theoretically, you could just start all the equipment and lock all the other contestants out of the equipment. And, like, no matter what, they're not going to make it because you're using the ice cream machine and all the cooking. And, like, if you use everything, you have to win.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, I'm in the blender and the ice cream machine and the
like you
pantry.
could theoretically, like, I am deep frying ice cream, so I have to use the ice cream and the deep fryer. I am also using I guess, like, they still have an oven. Everyone gets their own
everybody gets
oven.
their own oven.
And then just constantly stand behind another one. behind.
I would love to see someone break Chopped. Like, it's something.
I have a fantasy of they did one where they did leftovers, and they had to take leftovers and turn them into like a 5-star meal. And I just wanted to be on there and be like, I've made you a microwaved blooming onion, mostly melted ice cream, and this brownie.
Well, there was an episode I saw where they took the 4 ingredients, cooked them, put them in a bowl. I was just like, this is what I made.
Sometimes when they have celebrities on, that's all the celebrity does. I have a weird hate for Celebrity Chopped because I'm like, this is not Chopped rules. No one's taking it seriously enough. I also, and they've done this a few times. April Fool's Chopped is the cruels of mistresses.
I don't think I've seen April Fool's.
Because they make ingredients look like other ingredients. So
Wait, what?
Yeah, they make like they'll give you, let's say, they'll give you a sweet Rice Krispie treat,
Ooh, nice.
but they'll make
I
it
would like
look
to eat that.
like wings. Because you just take it and you put it in a shape and you put red sauce over it and it looks like wings. So you see these people plan and they're making and making and making and making, and then they go to eat the wing because they have to taste it, right?
Yeah.
And the wing isn't chicken, isn't meat, isn't barbecue sauce. And they've spent this whole time making this whatever.
Why
and they
have I never seen this?
3 seconds left to just go, I guess it's not wings anymore. And you watch people.
Can you not Why
break
wouldn't you just take a quick bite out of everything they give you just to see what you're working with?
Because they put this time limit on you like you did on the video. It's the same thing that happened to me on your little
yeah,
video
but you
game.
still took a bite out of the controller real quick.
Like,
How many episodes of Cutthroat Kitchen have you seen where it's like, okay, I want you to make a hamburger, do your shopping, and they come back and they're like, I forgot meat and I forgot bread. How many times?
I'd also like to take a bite out of everything in that shopping area. It all looks really good.
I also think it's really funny that whenever I
People are
mention
grabbing food in their basket, you're like, use it now.
I also like that whenever I bring up that I'm doing a podcast on Chopped, everyone's reaction is Cutthroat Kitchen. I'm like, no, not that one. I'm not doing that one.
Well,
Stop it. Stop being mean.
We're vested heavily in Cutthroat Kitchen because we rip it off for our web show. So that's
Yeah,
Oh,
we have
okay.
a show that is
It's
very
cool. I rip off
very
Chopped for mine. So
It's
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
similar.
parallel universes.
It's similar but legally distinct from Cutthroat Kitchen. Very important that we say that.
It's the Waluigi of Cutthroat Kitchen.
Yes.
How dare you?
I agreed.
I call him 7EG.
Good.
The upside down L
guy-
is a 7.
No, yeah, explain it. It makes it better.
That guy could use a game.
Don't Brad
Let's give that
Trackman
guy a
me.
game. Let's make him a doctor.
Dr. Waluigi.
They made Waluigi a doctor?
No, like they did.
That
but
would
like,
be
and he-
nightmarish.
He poisons people?
I just want him to get a break. Like I just want someone to be like, "Hey, Waluigi, come here. You can."
I really like calling him Waluigi.
I don't know your name.
No, I like Waluigi.
Waluigi, that's better. Waluigi, come over here. And they're like, "Whoa, what's up?" And he's like, "Yeah, you got this cooking game where you cook garbage, okay?" He's like, "Oh, I got something. Hey."
I like it. I like a game where he infects people with the disease that Dr. Mario has to then cure in his game. I think that would add some good lore to Dr. Mario.
That's what. Whenever I look at Dr. Mario, I think two things, and I'm going to be topical. Does he have nipples? And second thing,
Yeah, just saw the shirtless Mario.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
he?
yes,
Yeah,
he does.
he does.
He's got
He
nips?
does. But he does not have chest hair,
Yeah,
which you would
that's
think
bold.
of a proud, short Italian man. He would
Yeah,
just-
Yeah,
he'd
you'd
be,
think.
you wouldn't be able to
He
tell
waxes.
he was shirtless.
you look like a.
Yeah, maybe Princess doesn't like hair.
I think he
Makes
waxes.
him.
Are they dating?
I don't know.
I mean, he's no longer a plumber, so apparently Peach is convinced him to take some night classes.
Wait, when did he? Why is he no longer a
He's
plumber?
not a plumber anymore.
well, he used to
At
be
all?
Yeah.
Mario is no longer a plumber. He's taken up golf and Mario Karting and tennis so much.
So wait, is this like a thing Nintendo says?
Nintendo officially
did-
announced he
yeah,
is no
his-
longer a plumber.
His like description on their website was like he used to be a plumber.
I hate that. Like
Yeah.
it bothers me a lot. I
It
feel
bothers
like they're
me a whole
taking.
lot.
When's the last time you've seen him plumb?
He's
I-
constantly going through tubes and pipes,
Yeah,
That's all right.
which
you could-
justified their existence.
that really breaks my heart.
does. It bothers
think
me
it's-
too.
I think like I want to I want to go online and I want to make a YouTube tribute video of Mario as a plumber, and I
All-
want to put
All his best plumbing moments.
John Lennon's "Working Class Hero" over
Oh,
it.
that's going to get torn down immediately.
I'm
Yeah,
making
you can't put that on YouTube.
I'm making it the most takedownable YouTube thing.
What if you just
Ever.
made it 30 seconds of a bunch of songs in that
Nah,
style?
if it's the Beatles, it's off.
No, you can't use
And
any of
Nintendo-
it.
strikes
Nintendo,
and
it's
you're
sort of
done.
off too.
Yeah.
So
That's 2 strikes there. You've already lost your YouTube channel.
Ooh, put some Game of Thrones on it.
yeah,
Put
I'll
some Game of Thrones like original story.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
George Martin will personally email you.
And I'll put a
Hey.
little Jay-Z on there 'cause you can't find that no mo.
And Prince.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. That's what I'm gonna do. Done.
Perfect. This would be a great video.
How do you feel about Waluigi's foreskin?
We're going to move on.
No, we're just topical Nintendo stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't want to go down this path.
No, you should hear this.
What did they just say?
The owner of Nintendo
Why is this still happening?
was in an interview, and they were like, "When's the what's the new Zelda game?"
No,
Breath
that's
of the
not real.
Wild?
That was a comedy site, dude.
No, it was totally real.
No, that's not
No,
real.
no, no, no.
No, I think no.
It
You
was
would-
on the internet.
yes. Oh no! I didn't know it was that
Yeah, don't-
podcast till right
yeah, don't
now.
you fake news our show right now.
Oh no!
Wait, what podcast?
It
Brandon-
was the podcast that doesn't do the research. Also, do you guys
do any
know if you
research.
like play Mario perfectly, Princess Peach totally naked at the end. Also, facts.
I've been trying to shut this down since Will brought it up. Let the record show. Brandon, we gotta ask you the 2 big questions because you're also a comedian.
Yes, I do.
How long have you been doing comedy?
7 years.
I believe I was there the first time you did comedy.
Was it
7 years ago.
You might have been. What was that place called? It was a garbage room.
It was either
That doesn't-
cabaret or
Which one?
I know I saw you at Comedy Cabaret, one of your first,
I did comedy. That was back in my suit days.
and Laughs on Fairmont.
I did last time. That was like not first, but it was super early. My first nobody saw because it was a Jay West show and it was like 3 a.m.
Okay,
So like
perfect.
nobody saw. It was the classic everything went wrong set. Like nobody laughed. 3 a.m. They hate me.
Gotcha.
The monitors are feeding back. Everything is going the worst.
Because you had a great comedy career when you were first starting out, because your co-host in your podcast, David Piccolomini, consistently went on right before you.
Yes,
and
that
your
is
set
true.
was always just making fun of Piccolomini, and you were beloved.
I basically looked at my long-term friend who I have a podcast with and is in my wedding, and went, "Man, that guy's terrible," and everyone went, "Woo!" And I went, "I can make something out of this." It's cool. I think I can bring this up. When I said I was going to be on this podcast, your only response is, "Do not bring alcohol like Piccolomini, because
Yeah.
he's just screwing everything up."
Did he bring alcohol?
David Piccolomini, when he did this show, he brought tequila and a like cable porn. He brought Transylmania, which was one of those like rip off, like, here's a cheap movie we made with a lot of attractive women in it.
I don't remember.
Well,
this.
yeah, I mean that's the thing to give away. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a screener that said like do not give away. and, like,
He's
it was
a
great.
mo-
We
he's-
broke a lot of
he's
laws that
Barely a
day.
person.
Well, he's mostly goblin.
Yeah, he's mostly goblin.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
He did break through the night goblin layers in LARPing, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
he's like a fantasy goblin, not like an internet
I
goblin.
tried to LARP against Dave once, and he immediately
you-
hit me in the stomach.
How do you LARP against someone?
Well, he had a sword, I had a sword, and we LARPed each other.
Well, were you sword fighting, or did you have like a character?
He does the one that's more similar to the role models type of LARPing.
Oh, that's right.
Where Battle Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has a character, but he's more like fighting.
Well, what was
Yeah.
your character?
Dude getting beat up by his friend.
That's a weird choice.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
know,
why you lost.
I didn't know I picked it.
That's
till
almost
halfway
as
through.
bad as Bard.
Why? What is this newfound hatred of bards?
Because I always play as a terrible Bard, and it's fun.
No, you play as a rogue.
I do like to play as a
Don't
rogue.
lie
but,
to-
but I say I'm a Bard so people don't realize I'm robbing them.
I am big on not
It's a good
saying
strategy.
what your profession is when people meet you, which is a thing that only happens in role playing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that as well.
Hello, I'm a thief. Ah.
That's why I always just say nobleman. It's the best. And Brandon, how do you describe your comedy style? I know it's a tough question.
So what I try to do is I like the idea. Hey, it's all like weird chaos. I've always had this vision of how impressive it would be if you saw a car wreck, right? I know, very impressive. Let me finish. And the person goes through the windshield, right? And they're flying and flipping, and they hit, and it hurts. And they flip in the air again, they hit again, and it hurts. And then at the very end, right at the very end, they land on their feet and do the gymnast pose.
Yeah.
Like, how much you'd be like, what? Was that real? Wait, what is that? Wait, is he hurt? And he, like, walks away. And then all you have is questions. And, like, that is what I go for. I also like the idea, I love that moment.
The best answer to that question we've ever
Yeah,
gotten.
I love that moment in anything live where you're like, I don't even know if this is real or not. Like, where is he doing a bit? Is he having like an emotional? Where is he on stage like right now? And like the idea, Radiohead, who I like a lot, has this slow song, but it's played. The tempo's really fast, and you wouldn't know the tempo's fast unless you really like listened how weird it was. And I
Okay.
love that idea. So that's the newest thing I'm thinking about is doing comedy with a really fast tempo that's somehow slow over top of it.
Okay, so you're talking really, really fast with very few punchlines.
That stung a lot.
No, I
I
don't
don't know if I have a lot of punchlines, but you know what I do know I have? Feelings.
No, because there was my friend.
I do the research.
My friend Roxy used to do comedy like that. And what she would do is she would tell the joke, a man walks into a bar, it hurts, for 5 minutes. And it just took her that long to get to the punchline. But there was just so much like describing the height of the man and like what he was wearing. It worked a few times. It was very
I
difficult
can
to do.
say how that would work and how also if I was the person after that, I would hate it. I'd be like, no, you're walking him. You're walking him.
Yeah, that's never good. Never want to be that kind.
I mean, my idea is if I go on stage and I'm going real slow, but my internal clock is wound real tight, and I look like I look like on stage like, hey, everything's fine, but you can tell in my eyes that like, oh man, this guy's falling
Everything's
apart right
not
now.
fine.
That's a really interesting
So
dichotomy.
you want to look like you're just constantly holding it together? Like,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it's just an accurate description of who I am as a person.
gotcha. Yeah, I get that vibe. I'm feeling that vibe.
Doesn't
So good.
sound funny so much as terrifying.
Yeah, there's lines. You know, you try to.
He's going for that like fear laugh.
Yeah. An uncomfortable laugh, still a laugh.
No, Brandon, we like to geek out on this show. And we do it with a segment called What You Watching, What You Reading, What You Playing. It's where we talk about what we're watching, what we're reading, what we're playing. Brandon, you're new to the group. What have you been watching?
I just finished the newest season of Doctor Who,
Okay.
which is good.
Is Gaiman or not Gaiman?
It's Moffat's last.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was
Then I'll watch
it was
Doctor Who
Moffat's
again.
no, because this is Moffat like, hey, I can write, and you're like, oh man, because Moffat wrote really good episodes.
Disagree.
Empty Child, Are You My Mommy?
Oh, I didn't know. he
Yeah,
did that.
that's Moffat. The first Dalek episode, I think, is Moffat.
Ever?
No, the first New Who Dalek
Kidding, I'm
episode.
kidding.
He has the one where the Doctor meets up with the Victorian Queen, and they keep missing each other. He has the first Angels episode, which was a really strong episode. Moffat is a good single episode writer. He just can't do arcs to save his life. He's
Okay.
a terrible world builder.
All right.
Gotcha. So Monster of the Week is more of his
Or like
speed.
really cool concept, but like he also has the same problem writing that I have, where I go, no setup, this cool thing is happening, which is cool every once in a while, but Moffat just shows up and you're like, oh geez, like you have a Cyberman head already, we're not explaining this, and you're like, yeah, you are. You're like, no, this takes a while. But this season, he did a really good job doing world building. Also, and I feel really bad saying this, Clara's not there, and it's like breathing again because she was terrible. I feel bad that she was
That was
terrible.
the first +2 comedy podcast applause break.
But Bill is great. Clara is, and I feel so bad. She has moments, but she's just, she's like, if you like Doctor Who, every episode of Doctor Who is like standing, with Clara is like standing in like just a little bit of very cold water whenever you watch her. Like it's always just a little bit uncomfortable. So that's what I'm watching, and
Gotcha. Well, wait.
Bob Ross.
Oh, and Bob Ross.
Huge Bob Ross fan.
Gotcha.
Huge Bob Ross nerd.
All right, I get behind that. They've been playing that on Twitch a lot. I'm pro.
And I just like that there's no fandom. I just think it's really cool.
Yeah.
That like no one's like, did you know that this episode is this episode? Like that never happens with Bob Ross. It feels so
Nobody
good.
ever actually is a Bob Ross.
Yeah. And I'm going to be the first guy who does that.
Did you know that Bob Ross actually never said Pretty Little Trees?
Who do you think's going to be the next Bob Ross?
Messed it
I
up.
don't think it's possible. Because what Bob Ross does is actually what I want to do in comedy. Because what he's doing is painting incredibly fast. He's painting an entire painting in 30 minutes. No cuts, no anything. Right? Not cuts, but like he's doing it all in one movement.
Right.
But as he's doing this very fast painting, he's going, so we're going to go over here. We're going to paint a little bit over here. But he's moving at an incredible speed. And that tension is amazing.
I was trying to make a dumb Doctor Who joke, and then you had a really good answer.
Yeah.
And I hate you.
I get that a lot.
William, have you been watching anything good?
I've been watching a lot of stuff.
Pick one.
I know. It's tough. I started watching The White Queen.
The White
It
Queen.
was a BBC show. Now I think it's on Stars or Showtime. It's also on Amazon, which is where I watch it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was a star. It's wherever had American Gods.
Oh, yeah,
It-
that's stars.
And it's The War of the Roses,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is basically what Game of Thrones is.
Yeah, that.
So it's Game of Thrones, but what really happened, and it's really frustrating. Like everything I've excused on Game of Thrones, like the dumb nonsense behavior, I get mad at these people for, because they're
Okay.
real. You're real humans, and you're being really stupid.
All right, I can get behind this.
But yeah, and a couple of Game of Thrones actors show up, and you're like, you're a different person.
Jamie, with both hands.
Yeah. But no, Jamie's too big. It's all
All
the
right,
side
gotcha.
Game of Thrones people.
All right.
They're like, I'm a king now.
It's sad because that's the only work they're going to get for a while.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when you were on The Sopranos, you're just a Sopranos
Not
guy.
handsome enough
Yeah.
for a Game of HBO king, but handsome enough for a BBC king.
Oh, that's not that handsome.
No, it's not.
No,
The
no.
bar's a lot lower. And
Yeah, you dropped that down a few pegs. Did
take that,
If it was a
England.
Shakespeare play, the bard be a lot lower. Really?
No, explain
there
it more.
wasn't enough car wreck before you did that? For that
The
to
bard.
work.
It's what did I say Stephen King instead of Shakespeare?
You
I said
did.
did I say Stephen King? I saw it, and that's what's on my brain.
I heard Shakespeare.
Okay, I think I said Shakespeare. Good. Because
No,
I
I
said
think
bard.
you said Stephen King. I think I
think
heard.
I'm sorry, we have no way we could check. What was that?
I think I got enveloped into your madness.
Good. Well,
I'm
welcome,
like,
to
he
the,
makes sense.
welcome to the team now. We hang out.
Oh, we get to hang out?
No.
Oh,
Oh, I want to watch Chopped.
yeah.
Did you guys see Spider-Man: Homecoming?
No.
No, I didn't. I
It-
wanted to. I didn't get around to it.
It was so good.
Yeah, I hear.
It was the best Spider-Man movie, and I wish
That bar's real
that was
low.
higher. I wish the Bard was a bit
That
higher.
was Stephen King.
But yeah, it's phenomenal. Like I could not believe how good
I
Spider-Man:
I
Homecoming
love
was.
Michael Keaton, and I can't. I'm
He
mad
should-
at myself for not seeing
He
it.
should only play flying animals for the rest of his career because he's amazing in it, and it's
It's
like
amazing in everything.
it broke.
What's a bad Michael Keaton movie?
I'll look it up.
Thank you. All
Okay.
right, Noah, continue.
But for so long, there's been this feeling of if we're making a Spider-Man movie, it has to be X. And a lot of the things that you feel like need to be in a Spider-Man movie are not there, and it makes it so much better. No J. Jonah Jameson,
Huh.
and there is no room for him. And then like,
This Spider-Man's so young, it would just come off as mean, I think.
yeah, that's
He's
true.
just bullying
That's
a
true.
child.
No Uncle Ben.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sick of that.
Like they kind of mentioned him at one point.
Right, it's not an
even
origin
like,
story.
It's not even like what would Ben think or anything like that. I think all that comes up is Peter at one point says Aunt May's been through a lot, and that is the closest to referencing him.
I
that
know
they
his
come.
backstory.
Yeah,
It's sort of like how I never need to see Batman's parents get shot again.
Never.
I'm
Wait,
so
what happened to Batman's? What? But yeah, it's real good. And
I want him to make that the alternate verse Batman, where it's Thomas Wayne Batman,
Yeah,
and not tell anyone. How they just do the opening and then Bruce gets shot, and you're like, what? What is happening?
I've always wanted a secret Batman movie. I think that'll be
I
amazing.
just want secret movies, and I touched your hand a little bit.
so touch it more. Touch it more.
I had to go full in. It'd be weird if I didn't acknowledge
I
it.
like the idea that you think I would panic and be like, no, something touched me! No!
I just didn't.
There was
mean
an
to.
incident last week. So.
Oh, Mr. Mom's probably not great.
No, it's a good movie.
How dare you?
Yeah, you're
How
losing
dare
them.
you? Mr. Mom is awesome.
This is the line in the sand, Mr. Mom.
It's a good
You
movie.
had him. You had him with
The
with what you're
vacuum
saying
is a
about Dr.
character.
He feeds the baby chili. You shouldn't do that. If you say multiplicity next, I will hit you with the chair I'm sitting on.
I never, that was a movie I was like, yeah, I'll see that someday, and just never got around to it. I don't
Do you
want
want to watch Multiplicity?
Huh?
We'll go watch Multiplicity.
We're going to do a podcast about
About
multiplicity.
Oh, sweet.
I've never seen it either.
Oh, it's a good film. Good film. Good film.
What's happening?
Brandon, what are you reading?
I just finished Pines, and I'm working on Wayward. They're turning it into a TV series now. It's one of those screwed up town stories. You know what I mean? Like, oh, everything's cool on the surface, but secretly it's evil.
Wait. Wayward Pines? That's been a show for a while.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I don't really watch TV.
Okay.
I watch.
Yeah, I thought you were doing a thing.
No,
I was
I
totally
don't know.
confused.
I don't watch TV, so I don't. I read and listen to books and watch.
I think it's already canceled. I think it's done.
Ooh, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah, and
think-
Anytime I
lasted
get into
2
a show
seasons.
that I didn't know about and was canceled, it's so good.
Oh, I have a recommendation for you then. But I'll
Yeah.
save that for next week.
and Meddling Kids, which was fun.
Meddling Kids.
Yeah, it's basically so
They're going to turn that into a cartoon, I heard.
yeah, done, nailed it. I was trying to get that joke, and you jumped in front of me.
I can't tell when you're doing a joke or when you're just
That's
being
sort of the bit.
an insane person.
That's the bit. I'm doing the bit.
You jumped in front of the car before you could.
You could burst out the windshield.
I feel like I almost had that landing. You just tackled me.
Yeah, I pushed
Are you okay?
down,
Are you
and
okay?
I
I'm like,
did it.
I'm doing a bit. So did anybody read it's a specific genre of book that is kind of new.
Wait, is there not 2 books called Pines and Wayward?
Yes, there is.
Okay, all right.
I don't know what's real right now.
Yes, there's a book called Pines, a book called Wayward. There's
Research department, is he messing with me?
no look. You can. I'm using the audiobooks because that's how I keep track of everything. Because I listen. Wayward, a Wayward Pines
there
book.
It is. I see
Pines.
it. All right.
I mean,
And Meddling Kids.
yeah, and
I
Meddling
thought
Kids.
you made that up to do a Scooby-Doo joke.
No, that's a real book I'm reading.
Did you make these books up to do this bit?
What is this bit? Someone needs to tell me this bit because right now I feel like I'm getting hit by the bit car.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
That makes 2 of us.
Wait, am I the insane one?
Clearly,
Oh, God.
you're the one who thinks books that don't exist. Like that's not a book. Just because something is a TV show doesn't mean it wasn't a book first. You know that, right?
No, they're not allowed to.
It's either a book or a movie or a TV show. Never the
They
twain shall
separate,
meet.
yeah.
No.
That's what I'm reading. I'm
Cool.
done. I'm out. Tap. Whatever. You don't care. It's just madness.
I would like to hear more about Meddling Kids.
Yeah.
So it's that genre. John Dies at the End is sort of in this thing. It's sort of like it's like Cronenberg horror, but like humor next
Yeah,
to
but
each
weird.
other.
Yeah.
But like the horror is really solid. It's not. It's usually like intergalactic-y horror, not
And
like
then, and then all of a sudden, like bathroom humor.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like a lot of like funny Lovecraft is what
Yeah.
it would be. Without the racism, a lot of times.
That's
it's
good.
that
Good.
with the trope on top of it that these characters are loosely based on the Scooby-Doo gang.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really.
God, I wish this book was real.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is
You should write this.
this new podcast called Books We Made Up. But yeah, like it's I like that style of book a lot, and you don't see it a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Which is like Lovecraft humor stuff, or when it's done, it's usually not done well. John Dies at the End is an example of it done really well.
Yeah.
I didn't love this.
I've read the movie. I read the movie.
I read the movie.
I read the movie. I felt like it fell apart at the end, but I really enjoyed the journey.
Yeah, I really liked that movie.
Yeah, I think the movie was good. I think the book was also good. I don't hate the book was better, but like
Yeah.
the movie like worked. Like the thing about the movie and the book is there's not a lot of stuff like that. And even
Yeah.
though it doesn't work on every level, I like that it exists.
Absolutely.
And it's better than Ready Player One.
I haven't read it yet.
It's a bad book.
I've
It's a
heard people
YA
say
novel.
it's not great.
Yeah. So.
What?
Yeah.
That's
so.
But it's a secret-
genre. I like to use. It's like a history. Like
Yeah.
it's like it being a YA makes it terrible.
No, like it's a secret YA novel. It's not even.
Are you
open
mad
up-
you got tricked?
Is it?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. I don't mind reading a YA. I'll read a YA novel. I'm not above reading a YA novel.
Yeah.
But like, it's a secret YA. You have to come to me.
You
and
just
be
don't like. So you like movies that trick people, but not books.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not like I don't mind if I'm like, oh no, where the heck did these vampires come from? Okay. But if I'm like, wait, this plot structure is really obvious, and I'm like, oh no, this is a YA novel, and you lied to me.
I feel like if I remember, but I feel like it's really obvious when you're like us and you get nerd stuff, because spoilers for Ready Player One.
Oh no.
When he plays Pac-Man and he gets the quarter, like you as a gamer are like, I bet I know what that means, and then it's exactly what it means. I think someone going into it blind and not as hip as we are would have some issues.
Yeah, I mean, it also does an annoying nerd thing that isn't like a real nerd thing anymore, in my opinion, which is signifying. I hate like instead of making a cool robot, just have like Megatron show up and then you're done. And I'm like, no, don't just say Megatron and think I'm gonna get excited about it. You have
I
to
would.
do.
No.
I don't have that.
No.
I don't want that. I want like
No,
you
I
to
get what
make
you're
a nerd
saying.
thing.
Yeah.
Like if the
No, that still cracks me. We are in a new age where crossovers can happen. That's still new to me. Like
Yeah.
that's why I love like the Lego movie.
yeah, the Lego Movie kind of proves my point wrong because I also really love that.
Yeah.
Intertech.
Also,
what is
a
it?
lot of my comedy is mentioning things people like.
Yeah, that's like all we do.
That's not good. That's not. I don't like that.
Oh,
I don't like
it works
the podcast.
great. Works great.
I
I
what is
get
that
applause
called?
breaks for mentioning Pokemon. It's great.
Intertextuality. Is that what I'm looking for?
Illusions.
No. Well, yeah, it's illusions, but to do that in a book, it's called like intertextual.
Yeah, intertextuality.
Yeah, intertextuality, and like it's a good sauce to use, but it's not the only thing I want to taste. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. You want to bury that with the other 3 ingredients in the
Yeah.
baskets.
Yeah. Oh, well done.
Thank
well
you. Thank you.
I thought that's what you were doing. What is happening?
Short on time. Will you read anything?
We talk about it later.
All right. We'll skip what I'm reading again. I want to talk about playing. Brandon, you playing anything?
I'm still shamefully playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. I still play a lot of Pokemon Go. What team did you go?
I'm blue. And, but like that's gone because we're raiding now, and I raid with everybody. I don't team with my raids.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we throw like I liked the idea of like building the. And I wish they got rid of it completely because I like the idea of like these are these teams and we're really insular. And then because we were like I wouldn't if you were.
Well, I'm saying we got every team represented right now up here.
You got instinct here?
Right here.
What
What's
went
up?
wrong?
Team Yellow. Yeah.
What went wrong?
Team Hufflepuff.
Did you forget? Did your finger slip? I like the idea that we were super like, no, like I wouldn't hang out with you and play Pokemon Go if you were instinct. And now I'm like, no, dude, we gotta take care of this weird cat thing. Though when the other two, that's a dog. That thing's a dog. When Gen
I don't know
when
what he's
Gen
seeing
2
in his head.
released,
Yeah.
I'm so lost.
Clueless. Yeah, it's I kind of like that feeling of like discovering Pokemon again. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. Let's catch it. Ooh, it evolves.
Do you
Let's
know-
take it for a walk.
Are you familiar with Pseudo Wudo?
No.
He is a rock type Pokemon that is shaped like a tree.
Oh, I think I have
Yeah, I
one.
know
of
that.
them.
And
Yeah.
everybody know. I didn't know. The first time I fought one in Ruby, I think it is. I got real upset when I used a fire move and it didn't work.
So you don't
I got
like
tricked.
you don't like I don't like
I don't like Pokemon that lie to me.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
books that lie to me.
Yes.
yeah. Tree
you
faking
don't,
tin.
and you don't like when ingredients lie to you in Chopped.
No, that breaks my heart. I like when we find themes.
Yeah, we don't like lies. Go us. We're short on time. Will, do you want to talk about VR real quick?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, we went to Mag Labs and we got to play with VR visors for the first
Ooh.
time.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
I have a VR thing at my house that I do for videos sometimes.
Okay.
Just as like it was $9, and I was like, let's see, and it was interesting.
So you've like the cell phone holder?
Yeah, I have the cell
okay,
phone one.
I have that as well, which I thought was really cool until we did the real VR.
Yeah. And this one, they give you can either have two guns or you can reach behind you and then you come back with a shield that you can also use as like a tractor beam. And it was just basically like almost like Duck Hunt, I guess, but they were shooting back at you.
Yeah, like
and
little
there's little
orbs.
flying things that you shot. And the first moment that I actually dodged a bullet and it actually like went into bullet time and I watched a bullet like narrowly miss me, it was the greatest feeling of my life. And then immediately like they kicked up the rock jams in my headphones. It was incredible. I could not believe how good it was.
I never want to play that. That is, you see, if I play that, you're gonna see my skeleton in a VR helmet.
Oh yeah, when they were like, "Your time's up," I was like, "No, I just want to stay in this
This
world."
is the only reality now.
Yeah, could you imagine like 5 years from now when it just looks like real life?
It's gonna be madness.
in that little CG world where I was just beating an orb with a baton,
Yeah.
that was incredible.
I really want a moment. I really hoped, and I know it's not going to happen. I want the twist of this podcast is me taking off VR glasses.
Oh,
and
no!
just being alone in an apartment. Like that's the end. It blew my mind.
Well, now I don't exist.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry. Twist. What a
That
twist.
explains everything.
Yeah. So we end all of our podcasts with a game.
Oh yeah.
Time for host versus guest versus audience. This week, we're putting up this Brad Trackman comedy CD because we don't want it anymore.
Gross.
So there's that.
Is that Mark Maron?
You
That's
think so?
Everybody thinks that about
You
it.
think Mark Maron stole his jokes?
Possibly.
Did he say that on the podcast?
Not. I'm sure.
Yeah, I
let me
did.
call
I
him.
won't listen to it.
Brandon, what did you bring?
I brought something pretty sweet.
Some what?
It's pretty sweet.
Oh,
For sweet.
It's first word.
I brought the 3 Wolf Moon shirt because
I didn't see what it was.
it's a 3 Wolf Moon shirt. I should be able
Oh.
to just say.
I thought
3
you said Teen
Moon
Wolf
shirt.
Moon.
I also, because I assume I live in a trailer park, so those just kind of grow out of our bodies. It's disgusting. I also brought this sick denim.
Hold up.
This denim vest.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's where you can put your buttons on it.
Oh, everybody can know all the bands I listen to.
You could totally put buttons on it, and then you could wear it with your jeans and have like a jean thing going on, as if you were like a villain from an '80s movie
Yeah, Canadian tuxedo.
with your switchblade.
Now, to play host versus guest versus audience, we
Who
need
is
an
made in
audience member to
Bangladesh?
come up here and play. But they need to put up a prize for us to win since we put up these fantastic prizes. What did you guys bring this week?
It was amazing.
Is
What
that a wooden nickel?
Or a pog.
Oh, it's
Where does it get me beer?
at the Village Idjit. The Village
Where is
Idjit.
that?
It probably says on
His
the coin.
coin's real faded. He doesn't know.
Apparently, it's good. All right, it's
Okay,
over there.
great.
Cool.
It's
And
around
then
here.
Is that a pop figurine from?
Ah.
Oh, the original Iron Man. All right, the one that Tony Stark built.
Is
in
that
a
the Mark
cave
1 or the Mark 2?
with a box of scraps?
It doesn't look as
Gotcha.
clunky.
Don't do this.
Anything else?
What,
Anything
what
else?
did I do?
Is it Mark 1 or Mark 2? Like you were like, are you sure it's Mark 1? Are you sure? You were so mean to him. I'm sorry. I apologize for him.
Brandon, it is your choice. Would you
What?
like to play for the token that might get you a beer somewhere,
I
the pop figurine?
I'm gonna get the token mostly because I am against pop figurines. No offense.
All right, okay. Come on
You
up here.
just insulted his thing.
Hey, it's a night. Like pop figurines saw the end of vinyl toys, so like
Oh, I hate being in your virtual reality.
Now, go ahead and grab a seat while you turn your mic
How you
on.
doing? You keeping it
Brandon,
100?
I forgot to bring this up. But you took place in the Nintendo World Championships.
Yes, I did.
You scored 79,130. That puts you
Last.
in 4th place.
Oh my God.
Yes. Out of 5.
Okay, well that changes it. That you
A little
you-
bit.
But you beat Brad Treckman.
That's good. I got that going
Yeah.
for me.
So you got that going on. And audience member, please introduce yourself.
Oh, me? Hi,
Yes.
I'm Dan. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Dan. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
You got some new blood
Can I
up here.
see your thing?
Yeah,
Very
judge
personal
that as well.
It's got a little jester on it.
Got a little gesture
It
on
does. They haven't gotten new ones, but I mean, it still works. It's great. You get
I
one beer for a
thought the
token.
jester was fine.
We're going to play a brand new game. Never before played.
What?
We're going to play Secret Basket. You're going to pick one of my secret baskets. It will contain 4 ingredients.
I don't like this.
And you need to tell me that when those things are combined, what it makes.
And there's only one answer.
There's only one answer. So
I
if-
don't like being
so if-
limited like this.
So if you open the basket and it was Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo,
Renaissance painters.
Renaissance painters, very good, very good.
You bastard.
So the way this is work,
Ugh.
you're going to pick a random number. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, nothing happens. If you want to dare someone else to answer and they get it wrong, you'll get a point. But if they get it right, they'll get 2 points.
Whew, okay.
All right? So we're going to start with Will. Will, give me a number between 1 and 25.
1.
All right. In your basket, it's Wayan Morris, Nathan Morris, Sean Stockman, and Michael McCray. Or McCary, excuse me.
I know a Michael McCray. That threw me off.
Michael McCary.
I don't know who these people are. It was just.
You guess or you can dare.
Dare that guy down there to say it.
Dan.
Yeah.
That guy also. Wait, who? What was this again? I heard a lot of Michaelis or something.
It's Wayan Morris, Nathan Morris, Sean Stockman, and Michael McCary.
Can I also pass this?
No. There's one dare. There's no double dare. There's no physical challenge.
Why is? Oh, I'm glad there's no physical challenge.
Me too.
No idea.
All right, that's going to be a point for Will.
Yeah, screw you.
If
nice
you combine those
person.
4 people together, you get boys to men. Boys to men. Boys to men.
So
Brandon,
sad.
give me a number between 2 and 25.
You gonna tweet about this terrible experience?
No, I'm taking selfies. 24.
Number 24. Violet, Elastigirl, Dash, and Mr. Incredible.
Violent. Violent.
Violet,
Violin.
like the color.
Oh yeah. That's of course.
Think about some of the names.
You
I
can
mean, yeah, I
guess.
know. I'm thinking about him. That's me. That's me
The
doing that
answer
thing.
may be in one of the
Well,
names.
is it the Fantastic Four?
Ooh,
It is not
say-
the Fantastic Four.
Say that, but a little different.
The Fantastic Five.
Do you think you think I said fantastic? Because I totally didn't.
Yeah, that's what's weird is how well you're doing, but wrong.
Oh man. Who's the last one?
It was Mr. Incredible.
Oh, it's
Because
the Incredible.
it was the Incredibles, yes.
The Incredible Four. Point for Brandon. 1 point for me. Okay, keep track.
Dan, pick a number.
What were the 20?
Number 20, Katie, Regina, Gretchen, and
Oh.
Karen.
And what was the last one?
Karen,
All right, I'm going to pass this to
Brandon, it's been passed
Oh.
to you.
What is the
because he
question?
looked like he knew so
Who
well.
are these 4? Katie, Regina, Gretchen, and Karen.
Katie, Regina, Gretchen, and Karen. That is the 4 ladies from Charmed.
Again, so close but wrong.
That's a point for Dan. Those are the plastics from Mean Girls. Oh,
That's so fetch.
no, that's 1 point.
3 for Brandon.
If you dare and you get it right, it's 2 points.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so we've gone through one round. Will has a point. Dan has a point. Will, it's your choice.
Oh, 17 said?
17 is B.A. Baracus, Face, Murdoch, and Hannibal.
Oh.
It's not the Defenders. I'm going to go with the A team.
It is the A team. It's a
I
point for
wanted to
Will.
be the B team.
Brandon,
Yes.
pick me a number.
16.
Number 16
Thank you.
is Drew Lachey, Jeff Timmons, Justin Jeffries, and Nick Lachey.
It's one of them. Is it 98 degrees?
It is 98
Nice!
degrees. Point for Brandon.
There's them talking about being on the road is terrifying because all they talk about is how like dirty and like how they used to live in garages while they were singing your pop music. It's terrifying. Check it out.
I will have to check that out.
Wait, when are they
Dan?
going on tour
When
again?
they did when they were kids.
Oh, I thought you meant like they're coming back now.
They would do really well.
God, no.
They would.
Yeah, that sounded sarcastic. I didn't mean for it to be.
Oh no, mine was sarcastic.
What's happening?
Dan, Dan's picking a number.
Okay.
18.
Number 18 is Elena, Rude, Vlad, and Reno.
Can I pass a second time?
You can pass. You can pass.
I'm just gonna keep passing it right back down the lane.
The
Brandon?
Four
I should
Horsemen.
stop being excited when I think of them.
Excuse me?
The Four Horsemen.
It is not the Four Horsemen.
It is the Four Horsemen.
No,
2 points, Brandon.
Did you
No.
say 4 names?
I did.
Okay.
It's the Turks from Final Fantasy.
Four Horsemen. Yep. Same. That's my nickname for 'em.
You should have explained that.
Yep.
All right, so we got 2 points for Will, 2 points for Dan, 1 point for Brandon.
Well, you got a point.
Will, pick a number.
Congratulations.
2.
Number 2, the Grey Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider.
Huh. The Fantastic Four.
That is correct.
Yeah!
They were the Fantastic Four for a while.
That's amazing. That's a joke answer, and you got a point.
No, I knew who they were. That's my
haven't
favorite
been-
Fantastic Four that contains none of the Fantastic Four.
I was gonna say, I haven't been following for that. I know they broke up the Fantastic Four, but when they brought them back together, is it like one of those things where you could just name random
That's
four
what
characters
confused
and
me
then
about
they
it.
come
It's like,
in?
were they like, there needs to be a Fantastic Four, so we'll have
It's
to
like-
step up. No, there doesn't really need to be.
Yeah, it's like the same exact
Someone has
thing
to
when
raise
like,
those kids.
like Hawkeye disappeared, then he came back, and then it was Daredevil, then it was so. I'm like, why?
Yeah, just be 3.
It'd be fine.
The great 3.
The almost
the
fantastic.
all right 3.
Thundering 3. Done.
Ooh, I like
3.
that.
Brandon, pick a number.
Thor would have to be in that.
20.
Number 20.
Who's another?
we did that
electric
one.
person?
12.
12?
Did
This
you
is
Storm,
so unsure.
Thor. Are you guys still playing? I'm thinking
yes.
about the Thundering 3.
We got. All right, number 12 is Lathe River Water, Mistletoe Berries, Virgin Springs, and Standard Ingredient.
These are Dragon Ball Z villains.
Can you repeat the question?
Lathe River Water,
Yes.
Mistletoe Berries, Varian, I think I said Virgin the first time, Varian Springs, and Standard Ingredient.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Who are?
Your basket contains.
I'm gonna guess it's the ingredients to make a Santa Claus.
That is
Ooh, that's a
not-
good answer.
That is
Thank
a
you.
good answer. It is actually how you make a forgetfulness potion in Harry Potter. It was the only potion I could find that had exactly 4 ingredients. Dan?
5.
Number 5 is... you got a special basket. It only has 3 ingredients.
It's the
Campbell's,
Fantastic 3.
Campbell's,
Thundering 3.
Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup, Dayquil, and Sprite.
The cure to SARS.
That is the cure for SARS from South Park.
Well done. High fives.
All right, we got to do another round because we have a tied score. Will, pick a number.
3.
Number 3, Mr. Furious, the Shoveler, the Blue Raja, and the Bowler.
That is the Mystery Man.
That is the Mystery Man. Brandon,
I would like 12.
stop saying 12. Just keep saying it.
13.
13,
Ooh.
Gas, Mr. Fusion, a flux capacitor, and a hover system.
Gas, Mr. That's Back to the Future. Do you want to say the DeLorean What do you want? What do you want
Yeah,
me to
that's
say?
so weird.
What do you want? What words do you want me to say? I'll just say them. I'll literally say anything.
There's more parts to a car than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can get those from the pantry.
4 tires.
You can get that from the pantry. That is correct. That is Doc Brown's time machine.
Thank you.
Dan?
15.
Number 15. The DNA of a T-Rex, the DNA of a frog, the DNA of a raptor, and the DNA of a cuttlefish.
Oh, you missed one. No, cuttlefish.
DNA of a cuttlefish.
It's a weird basket, I know.
I'm gonna pass this down the lane again
Brandon?
You never pass stuff to me, Dan.
because you know things.
DNA of a frog, DNA of a cuttlefish. Is it frog, cuttlefish, T-Rex?
All right.
Okay, is it what the Rowdy Rough Boys are made out of?
Oh, so close.
No, it is the Indominus Rex
Oh,
from Jurassic World.
Dan, you would have gotten that point with me too, because as soon as I started to think about it, I realized I couldn't remember what the bad word before Rex was.
that's why I couldn't do it. I was just like, it
like
is
the Insidious
the new.
Rex.
It's
All right.
It's
Sinister
a
We
dinosaur.
got to go to the
Rex.
final round, so it's just going to be between Will and Dan here.
Yeah, you're out of here.
I'm gonna use the bathroom.
All right. Hurry back because you have to do plugs. Will, pick a number.
4.
A white horse, a fiery horse, a black horse, and a pale horse.
Oh, are those the 4 horsemen?
Those are can you be more specific?
The 4 horsemen's horses of the apocalypse?
There you go. All right. Dan?
I feel like every single one that he's got, I know, but every single one, never mind. 3.
Number 3 we did, so we're going to skip down to number 6.
Thank you.
Mothman, Silhouette, Captain Metropolis, and Dollar Bill.
And what was the last one?
Dollar Bill.
Enemies from the Tick.
No.
That is incorrect.
Oh, I was trying.
Those are the Minutemen from Watchmen.
Damn it.
That means with 5 points, Will is our winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won my
You're
show.
gonna
Give me
look-
your stuff.
You're going to look super sweet in the denim.
Don't touch it.
cutoff.
It's mine.
It's like a Canadian Rough Rider.
Dan, thank you so much for coming up here. I appreciate
you.
it. Give it up for Dan. Brandon, you made it back just in time.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
A quick question I want to ask you before we go. Do you remember our band?
No.
We were in a band that lasted one open mic. It was you, me, and Mike Logan,
Yeah, that sounds right.
and together we were Scorpion and the Sub-Zeros.
Yeah, I was gonna guess the werewolves. So yeah, that was close. We were close. Werewolves is in one of those games, right? They're probably a werewolf.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe an
Yeah,
animality.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Brandon, then we got to get out of here. Anything you want to plug?
I help run the open mic at Raven Lounge in Philadelphia. Talking Chopped. Please check out our podcast. Please check out our podcast. Tomorrow, the theater I work at, we are showing Akira. No, excuse me, Saturday, we are showing Akira. We are
I was
showing-
worried it
bring
wasn't
that up.
Akira.
We didn't even bring that up.
We are showing Akira on Saturday. And if you haven't seen it on the big screen, it is a completely different experience, and it is one of the most intense things I've ever experienced.
Where is this?
This is at the Milburn Stone Theater. It's in Maryland. It's a long drive, but nowhere else is showing Akira. So come see this thing. Yeah, and you can see me around Philly and Baltimore and D.C. and New York. And check out my Instagram where I write words on pictures.
Twitter?
Yeah, I got B_T_G, and that's all just book reviews.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's all just
of
books
books
I
that
read.
may or may not exist.
Yeah, that may or may not exist.
Will, anything to add?
Yeah, pineapples are actually a cluster of hundreds of fruitlets, and pineapples are great on pizzas. It's a controversial fact. There's
Yeah.
been 2 quick facts about pineapples.
That's been one quick fact and one quick opinion about pineapples. Upcoming shows include next week, that's the 21st, it's going to be the host of Peg Warmers on the show.
Woo!
Yeah, that's going to be great. And then on the 28th, the host of Wrestle Rock Radio, Rich Feinberg Connor, will be on the show. And then October 5th, we're already in October, it'll be the creators of Cheese Quest, a quest for cheese.
I hope it's mice.
Yes, it is.
Yes!
You play as mice. It's fantastic. Kickstarter live now. Be sure to check that out. Brandon, question?
No, it was just too sweet in the camera.
Oh, too sweet. Too sweet. Be sure to give us 5 stars on iTunes, 5 stars on Stitcher. Vote for us on podcastland.com. Make us the podcast of the month. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for YouTube. What? And also, We would like to thank Ben Affleck for making the show possible, keeping the streets of Gotham City safe. Apologies to Jeffrey Michael.
No.
This is the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. Thank you guys so much. Woo!